What is up, guys? It is the Sports Nerd Bradley Walker, and welcome to the Walker Report, part of NGSC Sports, part of In the Zone Sports Radio, and being seen on Coast to Coast Entertainment. Welcome in, guys, to a Thursday evening as we do this every week. Just want to say, hopefully, everyone out there is enjoying their Thursday so far this week. Yours truly will be 38 this time next week, so I'm a week away from my birthday. But I just want to say, hopefully everyone out there is doing very well. Guys, the Walker Report is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website, arenaeats.app, for the ultimate fan experience at your favorite sports venues. Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? Guys, we are also sponsored by creatingzenspaces.com, the local choice in St. Petersburg, Florida for house cleaning, decluttering, pet sitting, and organization. I lost my train of thought there. Sorry about that. Adding comfort to your life. And remember, Zen Spaces begins with you. Be kind to yourself and one another. Guys, we do have a YouTube channel called the Sports Nerd Bradley Walker, where you can see this show in its entirety over there. We have done very well the last 2 weeks with views. So I want to thank everyone over there who is logging on there and watching our shows in their entirety. If you guys want some In the Zone gear, head on over to squadlocker.com, type in the Zone Sports Talk Radio to present the store to be able to buy your gear. Guys, we are going to be joined, and actually he's already here, by Dr. Michael Hutchison. He's going to talk to us about a mouthpiece that he has designed. But let me go ahead and bring in my co-host real quick. Let's do that first. Gentlemen, how's it going?
Can you hear me? Mic check.
Mic check is there.
All right. I got a new toy I wanted to play with tonight, so I just want to make sure you could hear me.
Cool. Right. Cool. Well, since our guest is here, we're gonna go ahead.
Our esteemed guest,
yes. Dr. Hutchison got a hold of me via LinkedIn. Sir, thank you for joining us this evening.
Hey, it's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Good evening, Doctor.
Evening. You guys keep a late hour.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of.
It's not that late.
No, but
the night is young.
Old guys like we go to bed early.
So I did, sir, receive your all your stuff that you sent me via email today. So from what I'm reading, you created a mouthpiece that helps. Is it prevent concussions or does it help with concussions? I wasn't really sure how to.
That word prevent is used judiciously, because the really only way you can prevent a concussion is to not get hit in the head, not play any sport.
True.
But there's many ways to mitigate concussions. And if you look at the data over the last 50 years, you'll see that the concussion rate is about the same. So using a hard helmet has really cut down the concussion rate from when they use a leather helmet. But after that, really the concussion rate stayed about the same for the last 50 years, and there hasn't been any other way to drop that. They've done, various things such as different tackling techniques. They've, done other things that help strengthen the neck, that kind of thing, but it hasn't really made much of an impact. And the thing that I've done is something that is largely forgotten, not considered, and that is the impact of your jaw and the relationship to the skull.
Right.
And it turns out that if you put your jaw in what we call the physiologic jaw position, that's when you dissipate the rest of the forces, and you can bring that concussion rate down from 20% to 0.2%.
That's a significant reduction.
Wow.
Reduction. Yeah.
That's almost zero.
Yeah.
So you have a good helmet.
Kids.
You have a good helmet.
That would be what they.
and you have a physiologic jaw position and the combination of the two, and we can get into it as far as you'd like to, but you can almost drop it down to zero. And in fact, I think I sent you something called the concussion data that we've been keeping track of over the last 18 years.
I did, Doc.
Yeah.
Hang on just a second. I'm going to bring that up. I'm bringing everything up here that you sent me. I also did some research too myself when you had agreed to come on. I was doing some research and I got articles and stuff like that. Yeah, here it is right here. Hang on a minute, guys. Let me share this with you guys because
I'd like to see it too.
Let's see here.
So now your background is in dentistry, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm a neuromuscular cosmetic dentist.
Okay.
And this technology came out of the neuromuscular part of dentistry, where we treat patients with TMJ syndrome, headaches, migraines, and this is really kind of where this technology was born from. So this shows back in 2003. That's kind of when I started to implement what I'd been working with these TMJ patients and having them tell me that they felt stronger, they felt like they had more energy, and I really wanted to know what that was all about, because there was nothing out there in the scientific community that even described anything like that. And the first organized team I worked with was the St. Louis Blues. I had 7 hockey players on the Blues, and they had no concussions the year 2003. And then we just kept trying to accumulate more and more subjects. And I had a program, really still have it, but I had a program where if the high school or college team signed up for Power Plus Mouth Guard, they'd get a hefty discount, but they had to give me their concussion data. And so then we just followed all these players. We're up to over 5,500 now, and we've had 9 concussions. First concussion I had was in 2008.
Wow.
So originally, I didn't start out with concussions. I started out with strength increase, and that was shown by Wayne State University, that when you put your jaw in this mandibular physiologic rest position, you increased your strength by 16.8%. And it was only by studying that I had 2 high schools here in Traverse City, Michigan. One was a Catholic school, one was a public school, and there was about 100 boys. And for 6 years, I followed them from middle school, 8th grade to senior year. And St. Francis won 5 state championships in a row.
Yeah, they did.
Couldn't beat them. Right, my son's team was a public school. 8th, 9th, 10th grade were undefeated, and then they had some personnel changes and didn't do quite as well as St. Francis, but nevertheless, they all had no concussions, which really kind of upped the game and changed everything. And then I started to put all the emphasis in this concussion research, because I knew that every day there's many kids having concussions, and to be able to solve that problem would be a great service to those kids and a monumental discovery in technology.
NC Central, huh?
Right. So, Adam, you're from Michigan?
I am. Born and raised.
Where at?
I was born in Gaylord and raised in Mansalona.
All right. Well, one year we did a hockey study with the Big North Conference, and of course Gaylord is in that conference. We did a study with all the hockey players, and they had no concussions. One interesting on this sheet here was a school out in California called Corona Santiago, and they for their own reasons only wanted to right here 84 players with P plus and 16 had 16 concussions, and 86 who had Power Plus had 1 concussion. So it begs
that's
the,
an interest.
it begs the
That's
question.
an interesting statistic. What's the well? You would have to assume without any other information that the mouth guard is providing a significant amount of reduction in concussions.
Absolutely, the ones that did not have Power Plus, the coaches decided that they didn't want to buy 190 mouth guards. They just wanted to buy 86, half of them. I don't know how they chose who got to have them or not. If I was the parent of the ones that were left out, I'd be kind of mad.
So was I.
Yeah,
You know,
especially if I got to see all the data, and my 16, 17-year-old is one of the players without one. I'd be wanting to know, looking at all 1 concussion, 2 concussions, 1 concussion, you got all of this data with no concussions, and you've got the outlier which would be what they would say in the business, statistically insignificant.
right?
And then that 0.2% is statistically it's zero. It's essentially zero.
Yeah, and if you look at this sheet, it's like you follow it, and each year it stays at 0.2%.
Right.
I've accumulated 9 concussions over those years, but
since 2003, so we're talking 18 years.
Right, since we
8 concussions. Would you happen to know offhand? And this may not be a fair question, but do you know what the NFL averages? Because I know a lot of this is football. Would you happen to know what the NFL averages in concussions per year?
No, I do know the military is 325,000
concussions per year.
Wow.
The NFL is higher. On the average, when you look at college or high school, it also depends on what kind of high school. Some of these schools as you can see in Texas and California, they have a high number of players.
I see that.
They typically are averaging up around 16 concussions a season because they have so many players, and a lot of those concussions.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They have
a larger samples.
Right.
You have a larger sample size too.
Right, but usually, if you took an average, there would be about 6. There's a school on here that also I didn't send you the video of the coach's testimonial, but he was the coach at Wascom. It's very interesting. He is very proactive, and he found out about Power Plus Mouthguard, Wascom, Texas, and he had one. He wanted to have everything that he possibly could for his boys, and so he bought Power Plus for all the boys on the team, and they ended up winning the state championship. And he lost 11 seniors, and he thought that the next year that he would just have a mediocre season because he had 11 freshmen on the team, and he ended up winning the state championship again and having a better record. And then he didn't do Power Plus the next year because the sales representative that I had down there that contacted him had moved away with her dad. Her dad is the assistant football coach at University of Alabama, Birmingham. And so his excuse was he didn't know where to find me, and so he didn't do it. And he had 6 concussions that year, and he had a 4-5 season. So we got back together the next season, and he was in the state championship again and had no concussions. So he had 2 no concussion seasons and state championships back to back. Then he had a dismal season with 6 concussions without Power Plus. The next season he had no concussions and back in the state championship again. And so that's another evidence that Power Plus Physiologic Mouthguard has a huge impact on concussion incidents.
Doctor, now you primarily work with hockey players, but has this also worked with athletes in other sports, like with football, and sometimes baseball players sometimes do get concussions, although not many. But this does work with all athletes, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. There's two phases to it: strength increase and concussion mitigation. And we've worked with all kinds of sports. What's interesting is that females have a twice susceptibility to a concussion than males.
Is that so? Wow.
Yeah, and
Well, I wouldn't think of that because girls don't play football, and I don't know if the basketball is really intense thing as the men's do because they come out more physical. So how is it that more females are more prone to concussions than the males are?
well, it has to do with their neck strength. Females have not as strong a neck, but their two high concussion sports are soccer and basketball. They get a lot of concussions in basketball.
Soccer, yeah.
Sometimes they take the number one spot over soccer. So soccer and girls basketball are the two high sports, but also lacrosse and field hockey is
of course, field hockey.
Right. So gymnastics doesn't quite do it as high, but yes, they have head injuries in that sport.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because I know some people have, on the rings or the balance beam. They do seem to get hurt on there. My sister used to do gymnastics, so.
Right, I'm very, very familiar. My sister is a 3-time state champion gymnast. So it's just important that we realize that the way the jaw works with the skull, it's the only joint we have in our body that has a dual part to it that has to function very precisely together. And when that position is not lined up harmoniously with the skull, it creates a lot of stress on the skull, and it translates G-force when you get a blow to the head. If you want to know how concussions come from the jaw, all you have to do is go back and watch Mike Tyson's fights. And
I have.
His signature punch is right in the jaw.
Yep.
And down they go.
Right on the point of the jaw.
Right in the jaw.
Right. And so to say that concussions don't come from the jaw,
now we got proof.
A little far-fetched. Now we got proof.
It's a nightmare right hand.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing about Tyson is he had power in both hands. So
yeah.
if you were protecting your right side, he just dropped the hammer with the left. And and you couldn't if you protected against the right hand, he just dropped that left hand down on you, try to take away his left hand, and hit you with the right hand. And when it comes to using these mouth guards, it's just another step in the it's just another part of the process. It doesn't mean that you play reckless or you play stupid. It's just another tool in your arsenal to help protect you against these types of injuries. It's still about proper form. It's about keeping your head in the proper position. It's about utilizing these things to your advantage so that you don't end up with concussions.
Right. I got a picture that I use a lot in speaking, and it's a picture of a football player in 1950. And of course, he's got one of those little cheapy helmets, and he's got a single bar face mask, and he's got 1950s equipment, and he's got a mouth guard in there. And I always ask my audience, I go, now looking at this picture, which is the only piece of equipment that is still being used today in football? And that is the mouth guard in that design. Because it was designed in 1950.
Everything else has evolved.
Everything else has improved and is much better. But the mouth guard that we're using today is 71 years old. And the same design, the one size fits all. And we all know that we are all different. Our jaw structure, our skulls, everything is different about each one of us.
Yes.
But we're still using this piece of plastic that was designed to keep you from banging your teeth together and breaking your cusp
biting
on
your
teeth.
tongue off.
In not even that. You could still bite your tongue off, but if you put a piece of material between the cusps of your teeth, when you bang them together, you're not going to fracture them. And that's what was happening to some Notre Dame players in 1950, which caused the ADA to make a mouth guard, and it evolved into being a mandatory piece of equipment for the NCAA in 1973. They made a rule. There's actually a rule in the NCAA that you must wear a mouth guard, or there's a penalty of a loss of a timeout. Do they enforce it? No, they don't. They don't enforce it.
No, I've seen lots of guys just have the mouth guard on the helmet.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to put the ball in play until all players have the mouth guard in.
That's right. But they don't enforce it. And I've been trying to get the NCAA to change that rule, because now the technology is the mouth guard should go on your lower teeth, not your upper teeth, because you can get these benefits that we've been talking about to mitigate concussions and to increase your performance and your strength. And there's no scientific evidence that the mouth guard on the upper is the best way to do it. It's the worst way to do it. And I'll just point out that the worst mouth guard, which is most popular, is the pacifier. There couldn't be a worse mouth guard on the planet than that.
I agree.
Well, because your jaw is a hinge joint, and the only portion of your jaw that moves is the lower portion. So having that, it makes sense to me, at least in a non-professional and just a layman thinking about it here now. It makes sense to me that keeping your bottom teeth from coming up and slamming into your top teeth, that makes more sense to me than putting the mouth guard on your top teeth and letting the jaw have that free range of motion.
Well, what it really is that there's a neurologic, physiologic, optimal position for your lower jaw that doesn't block nerve information to the rest of your body, so that each muscle fiber gets information to do what it needs to do. And that the only way that you can allow that to happen, because all of our jaws are different, and 95% of us don't have an optimal jaw position. So what happens is that your brain says to your certain muscles, if you're going to run, do this, but only 78% of the muscle fibers are actually able to do that, because your jaw is blocking the other 17%, and they're just laying there doing nothing. So in effect, what you can do when you put your jaw into that physiologic jaw position, you can run faster, you can jump higher, you can hit a ball farther, you can do everything better, because your muscles are working at 100% instead of 78%.
Yeah.
And we've proven this by Justin Gatlin, who's world record holder in the 100 meters. He improved his running times. I've seen many kids go from a 4.840 to a 4.540 just by putting their jaw in their physiologic jaw position. I had a guy that went to an NFL combine, and he bench pressed 5 more reps than he'd ever benched in his life. He jumped 5 more inches in a vertical jump just because of physiologic jaw position. And I think, Bradley, I sent you, just for fun, I sent you a video of Daniel Sorensen, and he had two great plays that he's becoming famous for. And he was at BYU, and he didn't get drafted. And my brother gave him a Power Plus mouth guard 8 years ago when he was going to be a practice player with the Chiefs. And he just started playing out of his head, ended up with a 4-year, $16 million contract. And he has not had a concussion in the last 8 years. But if you saw the playoff game against the Cleveland Browns last year, when Chiefs were about to lose the game. I sent you that clip where Sorensen came across and hit the player in the ear hole, and he fumbled the ball out of the end zone. And Daniel just jumped up and went back in the game and had no problem. And then this year against the Browns, he's the one that saved the game again by tackling the quarterback, and he threw an interception at the end of the game. And there was Daniel Sorensen again with his Power Plus mouth guard. So he's the poster child for P plus because he has not had a concussion playing free safety in the NFL for the last 8 years. Tell me what free safety has done that with no concussions. Only him.
I know.
So it's one of the hardest hitting positions in football.
Yeah,
absolutely. So this technology is for real. Every person, it makes all of their mouth guards obsolete. There's actually no reason to wear a conventional mouth guard unless you want a 20% chance of getting a concussion and you want to not breathe very well and you can't talk.
No thanks.
And, all the things that physiologic opposition give you are not given with a conventional mouth guard. Also, I just should point out that the D1 team that has taken a step forward is the University of Alabama, Birmingham. They've had Power Plus mouth guard for 4 years, and they've had no concussions in those 4 years. And in those 4 years, they came back from not having a football program to winning and going to bowl games their very first year, and the years after that, right out of the chute. That's pretty unheard of when you lose your program and then you come back and you win your conference the very first year.
Yeah,
that's a miracle. And Power Plus was part of that. And then this year, all 8 quarterbacks and Coach Jim Harbaugh have Power Plus mouth guard. So Cade McNamara and JJ, who have been playing, they're playing with Power Plus mouth guard, and it was because of a kid who transferred there, Alan Bowman. He's one of the quarterbacks there too.
Yep.
He was Texas Tech. He had my invention back sophomore in high school, and went to Texas Tech. Actually, freshman year, he broke the record for freshman passing, over 700 yards in a game, and he ended up transferring to Michigan. Yeah, one game over like 725 yards passing.
Like that,
wow!
But he averaged about 500 yards a game. Then he got
unfortunately fourth.
Yeah, got two collapsed lungs and a broken collarbone, and that set him out for 2 seasons. So then the coach left, and he ended up going to Michigan. He's got 3 more years of eligibility, but he was telling Coach Harbaugh about Power Plus mouth guard, and Harbaugh said, "Call him up and get him down here." So I went down and fitted all 8 quarterbacks.
Doc, I've tried to access the video and it gives me an access denied. It says you need access.
Oh well, it's probably because it was in my Dropbox, Google Dropbox.
Yeah, it was in the Google Drive. Yeah.
Is there a way that I can play it on here?
Sure. I mean, I think there's a way if you have a way of.
Yeah, you should be able to kick screen share and then drop the file in there.
So hit share.
Yeah.
Share screen.
Yeah. And then the video file, and it should bring up your video files. Or you can drop it in the private. Let me able to try it that way.
Okay, so let's see here. And then we got, here we go. So let's see. How do I share? Oh, it's right here. Okay.
Okay. Let me see.
So let's go here. Can you see this?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Should
you
have
hear
just
that?
popped up. No, we couldn't hear it.
No.
Okay, here. Wait. I think it just popped up, right?
Okay.
No, I can't see anything.
Because when I go to StreamYard, I see the screen pop up. Share. Okay. Oops. How's that?
Let me
No.
see.
Not yet.
No.
Okay. Let me try to send it to you again, Bradley.
Okay.
We'll do it that way. That way you can try to do it from your end. Share. Okay, it should be coming across your email.
All right. Yeah, see that right there. Okay. Let's see if I can.
Share the screen.
All right. Now let's see.
Did you get it?
Yeah, let me see if I can get this now to
Okay.
forward to email, and then I can pull it up in my email here. Let's see. Actually, let me try it this way too. I can download it to my phone. Then I can share it to my email.
And then you can share it back into the
Right.
stream. Say if you can open it up in a separate window in your browser, then you can click screen share, and that should work.
Let's see. Okay. See now we're in progress. Let's see here. Let's see. Let me see something, guys. Here. Let's see if I can pull this up.
I should have it. It's right next to me there. I don't know.
Okay, then.
Can you see it?
So,
Here, yeah. Here, I got
okay.
it right here. There we go.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Bradley.
Yeah.
Mute the video. Mute the video.
You need to mute it. Okay.
Yeah, because
Are you afraid of
I'm worried about copyright. Yeah.
copyright
So am
strike?
I.
Yeah. I don't want to have to cut this clip out if we can avoid it.
Right.
This is for copyright, fair use,
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Now, how do I?
And then just click the little play button down in the corner.
I don't have a way of doing that.
You don't have a mouse? It's not.
I do have a mouse, but I don't. It's not my video. The doc may have to push play.
Oh.
Right.
My video. I don't have access.
Yeah, I don't see. Like I can see.
I can see it, but it's not going to play apparently.
Here we go.
There we go. Now it'll play.
Oh man, you talking about being back in the game?
Okay.
Oh, right in the ear hole.
Boy.
There you go.
Yeah, I remember that play. When you brought it up, I was like, yeah, I remember that. Okay.
Yeah. So he actually earlier in that year he knocked Lindsey out of the Denver game with a concussion.
Sure
Same not same situation.
Sort of play.
He and he's not that kind of guy that would go try, to take you out and injure you. He just plays hard, and Lindsey actually went out with a concussion, and Daniel was fined $20,000 for that. It was an accident, but the point that I like to make is that Lindsey had a conventional mouth guard, and he got knocked out of the game with a concussion. And Daniel had a power plus mouth guard, and he popped up and went back in the game.
Yeah. I think that is really the point.
I get to brag about that.
Right.
Yes.
Well, it's even different. I'm not sure if you're familiar. This is something that I heard about statistics, and they using World War I as an example. Was the British, they wore the pith cloth helmets that they had worn for 100 years, and in the trenches of World War I, the mortar rounds were falling and throwing 100-pound clods of dirt up in the air, and these the guys were dying in scores.
Yeah.
So they were looking for a new way to help prevent catastrophic brain injuries from falling debris. And so that's when they developed the steel helmets, the wide-brimmed steel helmets. And what was happening is that they were having the same number of casualties. And they were just going to scrap the whole idea. It's not working. It's not worth it. We're just going to go back to we're just wasting steel that could be used to make weapons and we could use it to do other things. And one medical officer started looking over the reports, and what he found was that there was the same number of casualties, but there were fewer so let's say 100 men were injured, and before, let's say there were 20 casualties. However, now they have the same 100 men. There were 80 injuries, and originally there was 80 injuries, 20 casualties. Now they were having 5 casualties. So the same 80 men were getting hurt, but they were only having 5 go to the morgue as opposed to the 20 that they were having go before. And I think that you can see the same kind of thing you can see here with your mouth guard is the fact that you're having that 20% is being reduced to almost 0. And I think that's very promising statistics, especially since as we've had 4,000 different participants, and you're looking at a much wider sample size. It's a very unique sample size because no two people have the same jaw.
Right. So it's a technology that
I think it's a testament to your technology.
Yeah, it improves something that we didn't even think of, and still today we don't even think about it. We just it doesn't even come into our imagination, and I think a lot of it's cultural and historical tradition. And I like to use the analogy of, and you might be aware of this too. In 1633, Pope Urban told Galileo that he had to stop preaching that the earth revolved around the sun because it was heresy. The Bible said that the earth would not be moved, and he was teaching a falsity. And if he didn't stop, he
false doctrine.
He would stay in,
he was a heretic.
In house arrest, right? And Galileo died in house arrest because he knew it to be true, and he would not relent. And who was right? Galileo. Right. Even though the Pope was the leading authority in the culture back then. We have leading authorities now that they don't know anything about physiologic jaw position, and to them they don't even care because a mouth guard in their idea is a tooth protector, and that's all it does. And all of the studies that are being done about concussions are not on humans, because you can't really take a human and hit him.
Yeah, that'd be unethical.
Throw him down. You can't throw him down an elevator shaft like you can do a cadaver or a crash dummy. You can't take a bowling ball and smash him in the head.
No.
That'd probably be unethical.
Damage anyway.
Right. So we extrapolate G-force on a crash dummy that's not even human, and its anatomy is not even similar to ours whatsoever, but we make decisions about what happens to humans based on a crash dummy. And so when I first started this back in 2003, I thought, well, they got to wear a mouth guard anyway, so why don't they wear mine and let's see what happens. And we found out that 0.2%.
At least unlike Galileo, you'll never be put under house arrest for this.
Right.
Maybe not. Maybe not. We still have freedom in the United States so far. But, I want every kid who plays sports. I got a guy who mows his lawn with it because he just feels better. This is what physiologic jaw position is all about, is that it gets your muscles to function at 100%, and it balances your joint so that it doesn't translate the G-forces to your brain. It dissipates them, it pushes them out to the rest of your body so they don't go up to your brain.
It helps your body to well, if you think about your brain being like 5 pounds of Jello, as opposed to the rest of you being, how much ever you weigh. So as opposed to all that force going into 5 pounds of Jello, you're diverting it throughout the rest of your body into the rest of your Jello. If you'll indulge me the analogy. It makes sense. It makes sense to me. If you want to break something, you focus on you focus on one spot. So if you can spread out that impact across a much larger surface, if you focus on a very small area, you can do a lot more damage. But even with a big, if you take a big blow in a small area, you can do a lot of shock damage. But you take a big blow and you divert it over a much larger area, it lessens no matter how much force you put behind that blow, you lessen, if you can expand it across a much larger surface area, and you lessen the impact of that blow.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it. And that's what's so important about this new discovery and this new technology, and why it's important that I'm here. You guys let me take your time and talk about it for all your listeners. It's really important to step up to the technology. None of us go to the wall and pick up our phone and dial with our finger.
I haven't connected to an operator ever.
I mean, when I was growing up, I called my grandma and she had a party line, and I had to wait till the other person was off the line so I could talk to her.
Right.
That just does not happen this day and age.
No.
Right.
But what does happen is we're still using a 71-year-old mouthpiece.
Yeah.
And that's just a travesty.
Right. You look at everything else that's been developed. It's not so much that let's say a car engine, the basic design of the internal combustion engine is the same as it's always been, because that's just the way it works, right? That the pistons go up, the pistons go down, but you don't change the function, you change the form. You make it out of better components. You make it out of reinforced aluminum, which is lighter, which means you can stroke the pistons a lot faster. Well, you haven't changed the design, right? It's still a V8 is still a V8. You got 8 cylinders with 8 pistons, 8 piston rings, but you change what you made them out of, which changes the whole thing. And your basic design of your mouthguard is still piece of plastic that goes in your mouth, but you changed how it works. It may be the same. The how do I put this to make sense? So I'm struggling with it here in my brain.
It doesn't matter what material you use. It matters where your jaw is in relationship to the skull. That's the important thing. And the only way that you can accomplish that is by putting a piece of plastic or whatever material you choose on your lower teeth and putting your jaw in its physiologic jaw position. And the only way that you can do that is by using your autonomic nervous system, which is the involuntary one that you don't control. And
like the one that makes your heart beat and your eyes blink and you breathe.
So you use that nervous system
to your advantage.
Set your jaw in your physiologic jaw position while the material is cooling down, and that's where you get your physiologic jaw position. And you're never out of it. You're never out of it. You're always in it. I've
used a similar mouth. I've actually I've used a mouthpiece where I did that. You boiled it in warm water for about 10. You boiled it, let it cool for about 10 seconds, put it in your mouth, bit down on it, and took it back out and let it finish setting up. Is that similar to what you have?
No, because you don't want to know where you can bite. You don't want to intentionally bite because that's not your physiologic jaw position. That's not your autonomic nervous system. That's your controlled nervous system where you can actually bite in any position you want to. You don't want that.
Yeah.
You want where your involuntary jaw position is, and that you get it by swallowing, basically. Because when you swallow, you don't think about which muscles you contract. Your brain does it for you, and when you do that, it puts your jaw automatically in that physiologic jaw position. So what we're talking about is something absolutely the opposite of what we're all used to with the boil and bite. Even the ones that a dentist like me would make for you, it's one thickness for every single person. It doesn't matter which one. If you come to my office, to your dentist's office, and you ask him for an athletic mouth guard, he's going to take an impression of your upper teeth. He's going to put it in a machine. He's going to suck down. He's going to take some material off the shelf that's whatever thickness he bought. He's going to suck it down on there. It's going to be the same thickness for you, and it's going to be the same thickness for every single person he makes one for. And that is the problem is that each person has a different height of their bite. It's called a vertical dimension. And some people are biting down way too far. Some people have a lantern jaw where their jaw sticks out. Everybody has a different bite. So when you use one thickness for everyone, all you get is a tooth protector. You don't get physiologic jaw position.
Fair enough.
So if you're interested, you can go on the website. It's called www.powerplusmouthguard.com, and there's lots of super good information, and you can actually buy one there. You can order one, and it'll come to your door, and you can follow the video of how to fit it. It's very simple, and within 30 seconds, you can have your own physiologic jaw position for you, and you can go out right then and there. And you can go to your workout. You can put on 17% more weight, and you can bench press it multiple times.
Okay.
We have also just one thing the very first guy I ever tested before I knew very much about what we're talking about. He won a national championship over 65 years old, and he lifted 398 pounds on the bench press. He was 65 years old, and he wanted to go. He went to represent the United States in Prague for the international championship, and he wanted to break the world record. He'd never lifted more than 398 pounds. So that day when I found this out,
there you go.
I called him cold and I said, I can get you your world record tonight. And I did that out of faith, basically, because I didn't have any proof. But he did come over. I made him a mouth guard. He went down to his workout. He lifted 455 pounds, got scared and quit. But he then subsequently, for the next 6 weeks, got up to 525 pounds, went to Prague using Power Plus technology, and he broke the world record at 455 pounds and held that record for 10 years.
Wow.
And that was an immediate increase. And
455 at what, 65?
65 years old.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So the point I was making is that each person has a certain percentage. The highest I've ever seen is 62% increase in strength. This person had a really messed up bite, and by correcting his bite, he pulled 62% more weight on a curl machine that we had where we were testing people. So that's the highest I've ever seen increase in strength using physiologic jaw position. But the average was shown by Wayne State University's Biomedical Engineering Department to be 16.8% on the average of 40 football players. And incidentally, those football players had the winningest record in the history of the school and went to the D2 national championship and had the game won, but they lost a fumble on the goal line and ended up losing the game. But never had they won more games in the history of the school than when they wore Power Plus mouth guard. And they had no concussions.
That's a key.
So there you go.
All right. Anything else, Doc, you want to say before you let you go?
No, you guys, I really appreciate it. But everybody, in the sound of my voice, you must incorporate physiologic jaw position in your athletes' play, because everyone wants to play better and everybody wants to be safe, especially mom and dad. They want their kids to be safe.
Yes.
But you can't reach your full potential if you don't have physiologic jaw position, and you can't reach your full potential if you scramble your brain playing your sport.
No.
So it's imperative that you use this new technology that's just been discovered in the last 20 years. If you don't do it, it's your fault. So everybody in the sound of my voice, you must step up to this new technology, just like you have an iPhone and not a wall phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the time you guys give me. It's really great talking to you.
Yeah, you have to come on and talk. Just talk sports sometime. We'll have you back on.
No problem. I'm an avid sports fan. My dad was that's why I really started doing this, because my dad was an exercise physiologist, one of the first in the nation, at Iowa State University back in the 60s and 70s. We went to every sporting event, wrestling, football, basketball. And when I started to see the improvement in my TMJ patients, my first thought was, if I can make Mrs. Jones stronger, what would happen if I took the 0-9 Lions front line, increased their strength by 25%? They ended up in the Super Bowl. I'd be a genius. So that's why.
5.
That's why I really started to do this. Is that, I knew that if you could make somebody stronger, if you could make their potential greater, it would absolutely change the game. And then little did I know that there was a concussion benefit, which has really made the whole difference in everything. And so please, mom and dad,
the game, man.
Order a mouth guard for your son, a Power Plus mouth guard.
I'll take one too.
It's the most comfortable. I didn't even talk about increasing your oxygen intake with a lower mouth guard, which is proven by Case Western University. And because it's under your your tongue. It's on your lower teeth. You talk off the upper teeth. So it's underneath your tongue. You can breathe 100% breathe normally, and you can talk normally, which are two factors that people hate about mouth guards. They can't talk and they can't breathe.
Yeah.
So it's all been solved by Power Plus mouth guard. So go get one. You won't be sorry.
It is available in the stores, right?
Well, there's only one store that's local that hasn't, but it's available online. It comes to you in 2 to 3 days. All you got to do is go on the website, powerplusmouthguard.com, order it up. You get a free case. And actually on the website, there's a 10% discount if you order them today. So if you think that you can't afford it, it's only $43.95. You get free shipping and a free case. Just don't have a pizza this weekend and buy a mouth guard, and then you can have a pizza next weekend.
All right then.
Yeah, that should make you happy, Adam. Don't they consume a lot of pizza over there in Mansalona and Gaylord?
Quite a bit of pizza, yeah.
Same here in New Jersey.
There you go. Well, it's great talking to you guys.
Yeah, it's good to have you on.
Thank you very much. Yep. Absolutely.
Don't be a stranger.
You guys have a good evening.
You too.
Yeah, you too.
And can I get a link? Can you
Yeah,
send me a link
I'll
on the
send it to
show?
you, Doc. I'll send it to you, Doc. Yep.
All right.
As soon as I
Thanks
get
a
it done,
lot.
I'll send it to you. No problem. Yep. Absolutely.
You guys are great. Have a good evening.
Good talking to you.
Thanks, Doc.
Guys, do we have like the longest interviews ever? I mean, seriously.
We do. We have people for 15 minutes and they give us 3 hours. I mean, what the hell?
No, it's awesome. I think it's
I know,
awesome.
right?
I'm looking at the clock at the top and going, holy shnikes, it's almost been an hour. And I'm happy that we can talk to people like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Everyone out there, in case you just missed that, please go to that man's website. I mean,
Yeah, it sounds fantastic.
and
he's got the data to back it up.
Yeah. He's not just talking out of his mouth. He has everything to back it up. So, guys, if you have athletes that you have high,
Even if you don't have athletes, it sounds like even if you don't, dude mowing his lawn wearing a mouth guard. Go figure.
I play golf. I might even order one myself just to play golf.
I was thinking about ordering me one.
Yeah.
$50 is not a bad investment.
And you get 10% off, he said. So think about it. So there you go, guys. You get 10% off. So there you go. I definitely will send the link to him. I mean, guys, if you want, I had 3 big things that I wanted to kind of get to and talk about.
Let's do it.
That would be the NFL, the NCAA, and the Ryder Cup, which starts tomorrow.
Yep.
Let's hit the Ryder Cup first.
Okay, we can do that.
Let's bang that out.
Okay, so again, if we do not know, that begins tomorrow at Whistling Straits.
I thought it started Friday.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow is Friday.
Which is tomorrow. I'm a day off.
It's okay.
Today was Wednesday.
Okay.
It does start tomorrow on Whistling Straits. I saw a funny photo over the week, or actually this week, where the entire European team was wearing cheesehead hats because they're all Green Bay Packer fans. They're all wearing cheesehead hats. It's in Wisconsin.
Right.
Obviously, you're going to be wearing a cheesehead hat. So there you go. Again,
we don't need no stinking Badgers.
It seems like DeChambeau and Koepka's feud has been under wraps so far. Now again,
they basically said that they're gonna put it this weekend. It's all show. It's all going no show. So if you're looking for fireworks, forget about it because we got a job to do.
But that's again, and let's see if they get paired together because
they're not on Friday. I just saw the pairings for Friday. Yeah, they were. ESPN was scrolling them while we were talking. I got App State and Marshall on. I was watching that game while we were talking to him. Nice guy, real nice.
Yeah,
good talking to him. Interesting stuff. I really like the fact that he brought statistics and he wasn't just shilling his mouth guard.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I can say about the last the other guests the last 2 guests that we've had on that were I guess product pushers, because they didn't come on and show their stuff for a half an hour and leave. Then we actually got to talk to them and have a really nice, really productive conversation with them.
Yeah.
And I think that makes me more want to buy their stuff, or at least support their, promote their stuff.
Right.
Is when you come on my show,
Mhm.
I don't need a half an hour infomercial. I'm here to talk to you as a person. If I wanted your infomercial, I just watch your infomercial. Talk to me like a regular dude, and I really appreciate that. So I really wanna shout out Dr. Michael Hutchison for his professionalism and his just willingness to come on here and talk to us like real people and not hawk his product for 30 minutes and bail.
Yeah, I hate infomercials anyway.
And this is not an info. We have a show to do here. So
Right.
if you're here to sell a product, you find somebody else's show because we got a show. We're doing our own show, selling our own product.
Go and cue
Hairbrain.
okay?
And by the way,
Hairbrain.
guys, by the way, we must be doing something good. We've gotten over 40 views the last 2 shows, by the way.
I know, right? Even that show, you put the show up on Sunday and we had 20 views in 10 hours. 20 views in 10 hours.
Yeah.
Not
I'm
bad.
That was bad.
I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you.
It kind of started out at 40. But we got some things. I got some ideas, things that we can do. If you can get us up to 100 views a week, we might have something. We might have something special planned for y'all.
Yeah.
So you keep sharing and chilling.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's and we get to 100 views on YouTube. We'll do something special for you guys.
Yeah, I'm working on something on the sidelines that I've been kicking around in my head. Look for if everything goes right, you get us to 100 views. We're gonna drop something special next year.
There you go.
You just watch.
Yes.
So here, guys,
it's gonna be a running thing. So you get us to 100 views, you keep us on 100 views, and we'll deliver on that. Share with your friends, share with your enemies, poisonous reptiles, whoever you can get a hold of.
Your
frenemies, right?
Your in-laws. Well, they're not your in-laws.
Your outlaws.
Yeah.
Don't stay for the comedy. Come for the sports talk. Ignore the comedy because it's for the Bears.
That's right.
Although I think the Bears are the comedy this year.
Yeah. Well,
maybe not as much as the Lions are, but that's a different story.
Oh, did you have to go there? Oh, I deserve that. I deserve that.
You brought it up, man. You brought it up. You left the door open.
Hey, at least they didn't lose to a bunch of elephants.
True. That's true.
Tigers or
the pairings. Yeah, he's right. The pairings tomorrow. Again, the tee time start at 8:05, and it's every 16 minutes. So the first
is that going to be on Golf Channel?
Yes, it'll be on Golf Channel. Correct.
I don't have Golf Channel.
The first. Do you have any NBC?
I have NBC.
You could try that, bud, because that's Golf Channel, NBC channel. So you can.
I might be able to get it through the app.
Okay.
If I'm awake at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. I probably won't be awake at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. I don't work on Fridays, so I sleep in on Fridays.
I'll be awake.
It says that the first match is Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas for Team USA against John Rahm and Sergio Garcia. That's a pretty good match right there. Players. The next match is Dustin Johnson and Colin Morikawa versus Victor Hovland and Paul Casey. Match 3 is Daniel Berger and Brooks Koepka versus Matt Fitzpatrick and Lee Westwood. And the final pairing, morning pairings, is Xander Schauffele and Patrick Cantlay against Rory McIlroy and Ian Poulter. Ian Poulter is a absolute beast when it comes to playing against Team USA. So look for that. Here's what it is, guys. The 4-ball starts at 8 a.m. The foursome start at 1:45. So there'll be two different things kicking off. Live TV coverage 8 to 7 p.m. on Golf Channel. Live stream online 8 to 7 p.m. on Fubo TV. Or you can go over to RyderCup.com. You might be able to watch it through there for free also. I don't know. I don't think that the Ryder Cup is really something that you have to pay for. It's not a major or anything like that. So it's
always for pride.
It is for pride. Exactly what it is.
Now, do the pairings switch? Days or no?
The pairings do switch, Lewis, because they can send out. Well, here's what it is. So you have what? you got 8 people, right, of your 12 players.
Yeah.
So that means 4 players are sitting for the morning matches. You can send those final 4. Because guess what? I didn't hear Bryson DeChambeau's name in those morning pairs.
No,
Yes.
no, he's not a
There
morning.
you go. He's one of the guys that's sitting, so
Uh-huh.
he'll be ready and fresh for the afternoon if to go out and try to get some points. Say the United States
So would you?
loses 3 matches out of 4, he can go back out and try to get those 3 points back before the end of the afternoon.
Right.
So okay, and here's the question for you:
Mm-hmm.
What if Koepka shoots bad? What if Koepka shoots a 1 under 71?
Well, it's a team event, so it won't be that way.
Okay. Well, let's just say, let's for want of an example, let's say he has a bad round, like what would be a 1 under 71, right? Obviously they're not playing that style, but for want of an example, he shoots a bad round. Let's say he drops 3 points, right?
You can only drop 1.
Okay, so let's say he drops the point. Do you pull him in favor of DeChambeau? That's the question.
That's up to Steve Stricker. That'll be up to Steve Stricker.
Do you? Okay, you're the captain. Koepka has a bad round or has a bad morning. Do you sit him until tomorrow, or which would be Saturday, or do you? Let's say the 8 players, so the other 7 shoot really good. Koepka is the only bad shooter. Now the question becomes: do you sit him in favor of Chambeau and put that? Can Koepka be a man about it? That's the question.
Well,
that's the question. Can he be a man about it? Can he take the hit and admit that he shot a bad round and DeChambeau needs to go in and pick the team up?
Well, that'll be up to Daniel Berger too, because again, this is 4 ball. So what this is it's best. They play best ball, so they'll move up to each shot. I think you played best ball, Bud, with your grandpa.
I did. It's something very similar. We'd each shoot. Yeah. You shoot off the tee, and then you drop whoever. So let's say if I drove 90 yards, he drove 130. We'd pick my ball up at 90 and go to 130. Correct. Both drop, shoot again, correct. And then
best score wins the hole. Right.
And best, and then you both, and then so you basically 3 up, and then you both, and then you play to your putt. So you play best ball to the putt.
Correct.
So
yeah.
Once you hit the green, then you both play. So if I drove, let's say it's a par 3, 185, and I drove 100, he drove 110. Obviously, we weren't really good golfers. And then I shot 55 and he shot 65. So we're both within, we were both up on the green. Then we would each, then you both, then from there you would, so if we both pick up, we go to 110 and we both shoot again. And then whoever got close, if we both made the green, then we would both putt instead of closest to the pin. We would putt from there, so that we both practice our putting. Because we were playing friendlies, so it wasn't competitive. We kept score, but it was friendlies.
Yeah, it's match play. So again, like you said, it goes by low score. Low score wins a hole. So
right.
Hole, you'll either leave the first hole 1 up or all square, or 1 down, depending on.
Right. So if I was up and down in 3 and he was up and down in 4, I'd be 1 up.
You'd be 1 up going to 2. Correct.
Yes.
Because
and how many holes do they play? Do they play a full 18?
If it goes that far. Because
okay. I see. It's match play. So if I was 9 up after 9, he could. So if I was,
they'd have to win
9 up after 10, he couldn't catch in time.
You would win 9 and 8 because you'd only have 8.
So if we shot, I'd win 2 points for our team.
Just 1.
Would I win 2 points or 1 point?
You win 1 point.
Okay, so if we I could end it on the 11. If I won 10 straight holes, would that mean? And he won none. I was up 10-0.
It would end on.
Would that mean that
It would end on 10 because
it would automatically stop, right?
Right, because you're 9 up going to 10, and even if you have the number 10, he can't win. There's no mathematical way.
So then you wouldn't even bother playing the next 8 holes, correct?
It would be over. You'd walk off the golf.
So we take an early sweet. Okay, I understand how that works.
And then if the match is halved at the end, so say it's all square, each team then receives a half a point. So
if we both won,
right.
So if we played a full 18 and we both won 9 holes,
it's a half.
then we each team would get a half point.
Get a half point. Yep, correct. And that's
and then what happens in the event? Well, okay, so out of curiosity, let's say we played 18 and we shot the exact same score. Would it still be a half point to both? So it would be a half point to both teams then.
It's match play. Yep. Still be a half
So if we tied every single hole, let's say we played 4, parred everything. Both players parred the entire course. Would it be a half point to both teams then?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Just for clarification's sake. I kind of figured that's what it was, but I just curious. Thank you for indulging my curiosity.
So again, it is what it is Friday and Saturday they play as twosomes. So everybody will have a
okay.
The final day on Sunday, all 12 individual players play against each other. So what makes it interesting is after Saturday, which I will be home, and it's going to be hard to flip back and forth because football's on Sunday.
Yeah.
Watch the Ryder Cup. I want to see what the pairings
I got to work Sunday, so
I want to see what the pairings are on Sunday because usually what they will do is that whatever team needs points, they'll put their better players out first, and the kind of the lesser, stronger players go out last or towards the end. And that's usually when you have those great matches between the guys that are not supposed to score points are the ones who get your points for you.
Yeah.
And again,
when you need a shot, they hit one.
Correct, because then it's 1-on-1. You're not playing 2-on-2 anymore, not 2v2. It's a 1v1. So
it kind of reverts back to you. So it'd be more of a
like you're playing a normal golf round.
Right.
Correct. Yeah,
very cool.
Point, you're playing a normal.
Very cool. So tomorrow they're playing match play.
2v2.
So Team USA is sending out. So both guys go out, take one shot. Each one takes a shot. Correct.
Right. Correct. Yep.
And then they play from best ball. Am I understanding that correctly?
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. Very cool. That to me is the best way to play golf because it really speeds up especially if you're somebody who like me who only plays 9 holes and drinks on the course, smokes a cigar, and I'm out there to just pretend like I know what I'm doing. I think that's the most fun way to play.
Yeah.
Now Saturday they play alternate shot, which means if me and you, buddy, were teammates, you hit the drive, I hit the next shot, then you hit the third shot, then I hit the putt or the chip, and we alternate until we go in the hole. So that makes it interesting. That's where a guy like Bo and Koepka might be pissed off because they don't control. Because think about this too. Not every player on the tour plays the same golf ball. Guess what? You tee off with a top flight, I have to hit your top flight ball. And I don't play a top flight ball. I can't. And every ball, like everything else, like the doc was just saying, everybody has a different jaw alignment.
Right.
Every tour player has their own ball designed to them, like spin or flight or whatever. So you get so you get a player that doesn't play a ball similar to yours.
Yeah, that can make it tricky.
Absolutely. And that's when a lot of players get pissed. There's where Tiger had a lot of problems when he played in the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
So
now is that something that you can would that be can you play a neutral ball?
You'd have to decide between the two players what the neutral ball would be.
Kind of just playing instead, like I play Nike, you play Top Flight, so we play a Titleist ball that's kind of an in between both of us. Is that something you can do?
I don't know because I know specifically tour players
in theory
balls. If you lose your balls, you're disqualified. So
right.
So I don't know how they can.
So and I think isn't it for tour play? You have 36 balls.
I think it's only 10 per player, 8 per
Is that-
player.
Yeah.
That's all you can carry. That's all you
Okay.
can carry. Caddy,
Right.
your caddy has.
I need 10 per hole. So
Well, if you've ever seen never seen Tin Cup, you can on that the last
Right.
hole where
I haven't watched that.
and this caddy goes, "This is the last ball we got in the bag. You hit this one in the water, we're disqualified," because he was on his last ball. So you only have so many
Right.
balls you can carry. I don't know if a
Right.
neutral ball.
That's what I
mean, maybe as a team, you come together and say, "Okay, hey, Adam, you play a top flight. I play a Strixon ball, and Lewis, you play another type of ball." The three of us, if we're teammates, we could say, "Hey, let's play this ball." Then you may go out and practice with it to get comfortable with it in case we are teamed up in an alternate shot. So
right.
everyone's comfortable. But it doesn't always
That's
happen.
No.
Right. That's one of those things that you got to think about on Thursday, Now,
Yeah.
do they get a practice round on Thursday?
I think they've been at the golf course for a couple of days now. I think they
Okay, cool.
get there on Monday. I think they've already gone. I bet you both teams have been out since Monday trying to
Hitting
learn all
some
the
balls.
parts of the golf course. And now I mean, caddies carry what they call yardage books, but now I believe
The Masters is cutting that out.
2 tournaments you can carry range finders now.
Yeah.
Where that
Right.
you couldn't do that.
Yeah, that wasn't legal until a couple years ago.
I mean, I have yardage books from when I first started playing golf. I kept them for nostalgic purposes, and every once in a while, if I go play a new course, by the way, yours truly is playing on Monday next week. But I might go buy a yardage book because the golf course I'm playing at, I've never played before. So it'll be interesting.
I see the ball, I hit the ball, and where it goes, it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that Bill Cosby bit from years ago. He's talking about buying a new TV. His wife's like, "I bought a new TV, a big TV," and I'm in there, I'm watching golf, and I'm like this, and my wife comes in and she's like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "I'm watching golf. I'm looking for the ball."
Hello, ball.
I put it ball.
I was told that to make sure I bring a lot of golf balls because the golf course is not very
Forgiving.
easy. So we'll see.
It's not.
Yeah, we'll see how that
I-
goes.
I mean-
Gilmore. No.
I do the Charles Barkley one-handed. That's
Yeah.
terrible.
No.
TRUBL, terrible.
No Barkley.
So again, guys, the Ryder Cup does start tomorrow. Go Team
Yeah.
USA! Obviously,
Hell yeah,
Oh yeah.
we're pulling for Team USA.
absolutely.
But do you really think it is Shambo and
Well, the United States has a lot of youth on their side, where Team Europe has a lot of experience.
I know, but do you
Likes of
no, but I'm
Garcia
thinking, but is Captain and are they really got Shambo? They really got to try and get along, or is there going to be some fireworks anyway? I don't think.
I think that.
I really don't.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. I would hate to see this, but I would love to see them get paired together. I just want to see that. I think
It would be good theater. It would be good
think
television.
Fans want to see that happen. And
I mean, okay,
speech like this, especially
right?
like this.
Okay, so I as we transition off this and move into other things, is, I'm thinking about this and think about Koepka and DeChambeau and the seeming bad blood there, and the action. I believe Koepka was it Koepka that told DeChambeau to F off, or was it the other way around?
Nope, it was Koepka.
Koepka told DeChambeau to F off.
Yep.
Thank you.
Correct.
I think about the fireworks at the Bristol race last Saturday night between.
Yeah, it was a fight. I
Base.
saw that, but I saw the fight. I saw it.
Let's back off on that F word. It wasn't really much of a fight. It's more of a aggressive negotiations. No punches were exchanged. No punches were exchanged or anything. But
No.
so you kind of TV is gonna hype it up for the next forever.
Sure.
Probably until next Daytona. And it'll probably be the third or fourth race into next season when nothing happens between Harvick and Elliott.
Oh yeah.
But TV is gonna, every time they're anywhere, they're within a half mile of each other, and TV is gonna be, there's the 4, there's the 9. What's gonna happen now? And that's what it's gonna be on. If they do get matched up at some point, obviously they won't be paired up tomorrow, potentially.
Thank
But
God.
on Saturday or Sunday they could. Well, on Sunday they're going to be playing with each other at some point. They're going to be on the course at the same. They have the potential to be.
But they're that's singles. They won't play with each other.
Okay, but they could be on the course at the same.
It'll have to be.
They could be on the course at the same time, or in the clubhouse at the same time. They could be in the clubhouse at the same time, and TV's going to be happy to stick a camera and a mic and somebody in their faces and try and get a rise out of them. And so it makes for good television. I don't know if it makes for good golf, but it makes for good television.
It won't make for good golf.
It's the theater. It's the theater. It's the theater of the whole endeavor that they're wanting to.
I can officially say this: you do not want to be with me when I'm watching the Ryder Cup.
It's out of the room.
I throw things at the TV. I'll turn it on tomorrow morning because I'll be at work by 8:00. And if I turn it on late and I, gosh darn it, see that freaking European flag up there in match 1, I'm gonna be pissed. Now I can't throw anything at my phone, or I can't throw anything at my computer screen. But at work,
you have you have your own office there at your work?
I have a cubicle, buddy, so I can go ahead. My boss is on vacation this weekend, so he's off.
And what the when the cats are away, the mice will play.
Right. Just real quick, guys, I don't know if you know, and this will hurt anybody that's got fantasy football. Christian McCaffrey just left the game with a hamstring injury, so
he's not on my team this year, so I'm all right with it.
He's leaving the field as we speak. He's walking to the locker room as we speak.
I have been watching. I hadn't been watching that. I had been watching the college game. Give me 1 second, because I gotta switch audio devices. So hopefully this transition is smooth, because these are dying on me. They only lasted an hour and a half. Fantastic. Good to know.
We can talk, guys, about what happened last week in college football.
All right.
Obviously, I want to say something to you, buddy. I want to say thank you for your prediction last week with the Gator-Alabama game. Even though the Gators didn't win, you were exactly right. They didn't cover the spread either.
Nope.
Because Alabama did not cover the spread. I was shocked that the Gators, being down 21-3 after quarter 1, came all the way back and nearly took that game away from Alabama. I was watching the game at the USF game, so at the press box.
I told you so, people. Did you listen to me? Of course not.
Yeah. So, I did find out. I don't know if you guys saw my post on Facebook, but I did hear from Ralph Garcia.
Yes.
Hello.
That my 2 USF articles, I guess, have 5,000 views each. I can't imagine anyone giving a care about USF football outside of the people that live in the Tampa Bay area.
Be surprised.
I'm so happy with that.
Now to get 5,000 views on YouTube and really to take the show to a new height.
Well, yeah, that would be great. That would be great. Couple articles, guys, that I had for college football. One of them is, how would Deion Sanders do as USC's head coach?
That would be fascinating.
Yes.
USC. Yeah, I mean, that was one of the things that popped in. Let's look, guys, at the top 10 or the college football rankings after this weekend. This is week 3, right? Week 3 of college football? Week 4 of college football, okay.
Yeah, week 3 of the NFL, week 4 of college football.
Minus the Green Puff week.
Here are the top. These are the, I guess, the top 20. This is CBS Sports, so this is their top 25.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have Alabama, Georgia, Oregon, Oklahoma, Penn State, Iowa, Texas A&M, Cincinnati, Ohio State, Florida, Clemson, Ole Miss, Notre Dame, Michigan, Iowa State, Arkansas, Wisconsin, BYU, Michigan State, Coastal Carolina, North Carolina, Auburn, Fresno, UCLA, and Kansas State round out the top 25.
Wow.
That's
And Notre Dame
CBS.
gets screwed again.
That's CBS's top 25. So I don't know.
Right, because the AP has Michigan at 19.
Yes.
Okay.
I go with the AP poll.
Yeah, me too. That's AP or coaches is the one I use.
Yes.
So
I like both.
Are you guys, is that? Do you agree with that? I mean, do you see anybody be lower or higher than they in anywhere on any of the polls?
I think Notre Dame's getting screwed.
I'm not sold. I want to see. This will be a big test for Notre Dame and Wisconsin because they play each other in Champaign or in Chicago this weekend. I think they're playing at Soldier Field.
Yes.
That's a really, really interesting matchup. That's what I'm. That's the big game this weekend is Notre Dame, Wisconsin in Chicago.
Right.
Yeah. Here
we go again.
So the AP has Alabama, Georgia, Oregon, Oklahoma, Iowa, Penn State, Texas A&M, Cincinnati, Clemson, Ohio State, Florida, Notre Dame, Ole Miss, Iowa State, BYU, Arkansas, Coastal Carolina, Wisconsin, Michigan, Michigan State, North Carolina, Fresno State, Auburn, UCLA, and Kansas State. Liberty was receiving the vote too.
I can't picture that.
Let's see what the top 25 are this week. The games, as far as I know the Gators are playing Tennessee, so this is my week that
this
I absolutely
tough game.
So it starts.
Florida's gonna stop scheduling cream puffs in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
It starts with number 22 Fresno State playing tomorrow night against UNLV at home.
They should win that one going away.
That's a breeze. What was you want me to know about football?
I don't know.
Georgia is at Vanderbilt.
Georgia's got to stop scheduling cream puffs in the middle of the year too.
Yeah.
Villanova is on the road in Happy Valley against Penn State.
Forget it.
Wow. Okay, so the Notre Dame Wisconsin game's at noon. That's early
in Chicago.
Chicago. It's
Chicago.
Right. Yep. The line there is the Badgers are a 6.5-point favorite with a 45 over under. That game.
I will take Notre Dame to cover, and I'll take the under, but Wisconsin wins.
Yeah.
Then you have UMass against number 17 Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina should run away with that game. There's the 36. They're a 36.
All of a sudden, they're a football powerhouse.
65-point over under on that one. Number 5 Iowa's at home against Colorado State.
Now Iowa
Rainer. This game right here is a big one in the SEC. Texas A&M's on the road against Arkansas. Arkansas all of a sudden
game.
I think
that's the game breaker right there. That's a
big game for both. And guess where
it's a season maker.
They're playing in Dallas. They're playing in Arlington.
They're playing at Jerry World. They're playing at Jerry World.
Correct.
Okay.
Neutral site. Yep.
I hate neutral site games. God, have I ever told you I hate neutral site games in the regular season?
Once or twice.
I hate them. I absolutely hate. I detest.
I like them.
I hate them. I detest. No, there's no. I don't want to play Miami. I want to. If Miami and Michigan are playing, we either play at the Big House. Well, they play at Hard Rock anyway, don't they?
Right, they do.
So that would
State beat them there last week. So yeah.
Yeah, Michigan State. State beat Miami in Miami of all things. I didn't see that coming. I thought Miami was going to win that one.
Correct.
And that makes me that worries me a lot.
The next one. Go ahead, bud.
I was going to ask, do you think Michigan State? Do you think Miami's just not as good as we thought they were going to be?
Yeah, I think Miami's not as good as I thought they were going to be. Because I had them up there as well.
Everybody's been so high on them for the last 4 years, and they've laid an egg every single year.
Yeah. Yep. So they got some work. The next one, Clemson is on the road against the Wolfpack of NC State. That game might be a little closer than I think people are.
That's a hell of a ball game on paper.
Yeah, but
NC State's a pretty good football team. That's a rivalry game. That's a trap game right there. NC State is a better game than better team than people give them credit for, and that's a classic trap game.
Clemson is a 10-point favorite with the over/under being at 47.5. So that's what the over/under is in that game. That's
10
a 3:30
points
kickoff on Saturday. You
That's
have
a lot of
Iowa
points.
State at Baylor in Waco.
Iowa State should win that game. Should have no problem. What's the line on that?
The line is 7.5. They're a favorite, and 7 is 7, and then the over/under is 47.5.
okay.
Okay.
And another 3:30 game is the undefeated Scarlet Knights on the road against the undefeated Wolverines.
Yeah, they're gonna come to our house.
Disaster.
What's the they were the 17 points?
20.5. Michigan is a
20.5.
Over/under is 49.5 in that game.
Yeah, you heard about.
I'm gonna take Michigan the points and the over.
I would agree with that. The 4:00 kick is Auburn Georgia State at Auburn. I apologize.
Yeah, Auburn going away.
Yep.
Auburn should not have any problems with Georgia State.
The 6:00 kick is out in the Pac-12. Number 24 UCLA is on the road against Stanford.
That's a good game.
The Bruins are only a 4.5-point favorite with an over/under being at 58.5. So that's
a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
Yeah.
Louis called that game the other week with Stanford and USC.
Yes,
it
did.
Beat the brakes off of USC. Yep. I thought that Stanford looked horrible against Kansas State, and USC looked their USC self in their first game, and then they got the absolute shit kicked out of them.
Yeah.
By Stanford, and they fired their coach on Monday morning. That's what happens when you lose to That's what happens when you lose badly to an in-state rival.
Yes.
I didn't know that the Tennessee game and Florida game was at 7:00. They're in Gainesville. The Gators are a 19-point favorite with the over/under at 63.5.
I'll take the over. I'll take the points, and I'll see you all on Monday.
That's a lot of points. Florida has Tennessee has no business being in the same stadium as Florida. Florida should absolutely dominate them from whistle to whistle. The Tennessee has looked ridiculous in the first 3 games this year.
They are ridiculous.
But they're 2-1 in those 3 games. That's the interesting.
They're 2-1 against UT. Who they played Tennessee Tech last week. Tennessee State Tech.
Let's see who they played. They played Bowling Green in the first game and won
28-6.
Then they lost to Pitt 41-34, and then they won against TNTC last week.
Okay.
Tennessee Tech.
Yeah. So
now, who the hell are Tennessee Tech?
Now they start conference play, and now they're against a team that has pretty much owned them for a long time.
They've won 1 game in the last 10 years.
Yeah, pretty much owned them for a long time.
And they've owned them since '98, since Manning left.
That's the funny thing is, Peyton Manning never beat the Gators.
Yeah.
The 4 years he was at Tennessee, they never beat Florida. So there you
never
go.
won a Heisman either, huh?
Nope, he sure didn't. The next one,
not that broke your heart neither.
No. The next one is at 7:00, still at 7:00, and you have the Cornhuskers on the road against the Spartans. And then
State all the way.
State's up. They're a 5-point favorite with the over/under being 52.
I'll take Michigan State. I'll take the points, and I'll take the over. State rolls.
Yeah.
So
Nebraska sucks. They're horrid. They're god awful. They lost to Illinois, for Christ's sakes.
The next one, yes, they did. The next one is number 25 Kansas State's on the road against the undefeated Cowboys of Oklahoma State. Oklahoma is the favorite, 6.
That's going to be a good ball game.
And they're over under 46.5. That's a big game for the
No.
Big 12 right there. That's a big game for the Big
I'm
12.
gonna take K-State to win outright. I'm gonna take K-State to win outright.
Yep.
They go into Norman. Is it? It's not Norman.
Stillwater.
Norman's where Oklahoma plays. Stillwater. They go into Stillwater and they beat the Cowboys straight up.
Right.
The next one is the number 1 Alabama at home against Southern Miss.
Southern Mississippi. My ex-girlfriend's sister went there.
Yeah.
Alabama by 100.
Alabama's a 45-point favorite.
I'll take Alabama with the points and the over.
The over-under is 58.5.
I'll take Alabama to have 58.5. Exactly 58.5. They win 58.5 to nothing.
Nothing.
What do you get the half?
The next one
A safety.
the Mountaineers.
Okay.
The Mountaineers are on the road to play the undefeated Sooners. Oklahoma is a 17-point favorite with the over-under 55.5.
I'll take Oklahoma. I'll take the points and the over. Oklahoma rolls 63-12 or something like that. Yeah.
Then you have 7:30. You have Akron on the road in Columbus to play the Buckeyes.
Did you see that?
48.5, and then their over-under 66.5. Isn't their quarterback injured or something?
Yeah, they're sitting him this week for the shoulder because he's got a bum shoulder.
Okay.
Now, if he just sit in a couple more weeks, we'll be all right with that. Like the end of November.
The next.
Be all right with that.
The next.
I know. Be careful what you wish for.
You may get
I've been bit by that, and I'm really being a Lions fan. How many times have we knocked the starting quarterback out in the bag? Freaking Matt Flynn. No, Aaron Rodgers was sitting on the bench because they had everything wrapped up, and Matt Flynn dropped 500 on him.
The next game is also on a neutral site at Atlanta where the Falcons play. You have number 21 North Carolina playing Georgia Tech. The Tar Heels are 12.5.
game.
Over under 63.5.
Georgia. Clemson.
Clemson.
The other team. Not Tech.
North Carolina.
Not Georgia. North Carolina. Big.
Yep.
Clemson.
The next one is 10-15, and that's my boys of South Florida on the road playing the BYU, and 23-point favorite with the over-under being 54.
After the first 3 weeks, a game that I thought should be winnable is not winnable.
No.
BYU.
Yeah, I think
take
so.
the points.
A lot closer
Take
than
the
you
over.
think. The good news is I talked to Ruff. I go, I am not staying up to 1 o'clock in the morning to write an article. I said, can I write the article? And I say, he goes, absolutely. I'm like, thank you. I'm not staying
I
up
was thinking it's a smart
Yeah,
idea.
I don't blame you.
in the morning.
I gotta work Sunday, so I can't stay up late Saturday night anyway.
And the last one, guys, is at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. And that would be Arizona, who hasn't won a game this year, on the road against the Ducks.
Oh God.
Forget it.
The
Ducks gonna kill him.
28.5-point favorite. The over-under is 58.5.
Give me Oregon. Give me the points. Give me the over.
So there are the top 25 in college football this weekend.
Your most compelling game of the week is at noon. How about that?
Yeah. I'll be tuning in for that.
Hell yeah.
Schedule came out next year already, and same weekend you have Alabama playing LSU. Florida goes to College Station to play Texas A&M on the same Saturday. That'll be an exciting Saturday.
Hell yeah.
For the SEC that weekend, but that is that. We can talk about the pros.
Absolutely.
Thank you again, guys. Also to Dr. Hutchison, thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Appreciate him.
Thank you, Doc.
Yeah, it's great to have you on. I'll hopefully have you on again soon.
Yeah. So, guys, what is compelling about the National Football League? Anything stand out after 2 weeks? Anybody disappointed with where their team is at?
I am
disappointed, but not surprised.
Disappointed.
Clown show. Absolute effing clown show.
But you got a young.
I told you it was going to be a clown show from day one.
Yes, you did.
From day one, I told you it was going to be a clown show. Dan Campbell's an absolute buffoon.
Right.
No moral victories. After week one, because I actually had a free preview of the Sunday ticket. And so I was watching all the games, particularly paying close attention to the Lions game because me and my dad were watching it together as much as we can, being 800 miles apart. And the Lions made a mad dash at the end to get back within 8. And he said no moral victories.
No.
And and then they come out and absolutely lay an egg on Monday night against Green Bay.
Right.
And made Aaron Rodgers look like an MVP candidate. If they talk about night and day. And I don't know what it's going to take in Detroit to get him fixed. I have no clue. Because in 2 weeks, Dan Campbell has not looked like the answer.
No.
I mean, the problem is that they, for 58 minutes, they didn't do dick all against San Francisco. And then the last 2 minutes of the game, San Francisco goes into kind of a prevent defense. That bend but don't break. Give up yards, eat time. Yeah, they can score a couple of touchdowns. It won't be a big deal. There's, not a lot of time left. So, and then they get a big turnover and they get the ball in San Francisco territory. Can't do anything with it. And I think they ended up turning over downs, run out of time, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then on Monday night, they go and they play Green Bay in Green Bay. And they look like the same old Lions. Penalties, sloppy play, piss poor execution. Jared Goff is exactly what he thought. He's a glorified game manager. The top 5 pick worth nothing.
Right.
Speaking of Monday Night Football, did you see that Aaron Jones lost his necklace that had his father's ashes in it? Took the guy.
The groundskeeper.
It was up to 2:00 in the morning, and he finally found it. Looking on the
field.
Was
amazing.
I was wondering what that was about.
Yeah, he had a necklace with his father's ashes in it, and one of the plays, the necklace got ripped off one of the tackles, and he lost the necklace, and he was scared, and he actually told the grounds crew, "Hey, my dad's necklace is out there somewhere because it's got to be on the turf." And I read the article today that the guy
I saw that article.
2:00 in the morning. On the field, I'd have had a metal detector out there. God knows what's underneath the ground, at Lambeau Field. But I mean, I'm glad they found it. They found
All right, if you look hard enough, you might find Hoffa's body down there.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was the Meadowlands. You ever hear that, Lewis?
Oh sure.
Hoffa was buried underneath the metal.
Actually, it was moved to my backyard, so.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Actually, if you want to look for Jimmy Hoffa, you got to drive to the Detroit River. Because that's where Hoffa, if you ask me, that's where Hoffa's at. He's at the bottom of the Detroit River. On the Canadian side, too.
There's still things in Giant Stadium. Well, actually, moved to the Newark Airport.
Yeah, well.
The Newark Airport. I flew in it before.
Is that why there's so much turbulence at Newark Airport?
Oh, hell yeah.
Jersey?
That explains the smell in Jersey.
Oh yeah. Well, see, he's buried underneath the tarmac.
Okay.
And here, I just thought that was Jersey smell.
No, that's the garbage bar for me. 7. Oh. You heard it here first, folks.
Let's look at the NFL. The NFL games for this weekend.
This is an interesting tweet from Ian Rappaport right now. I flipped it over to see what was going on here because the college game's at halftime. Ian Rappaport is reporting the NFL is tinkering with its Super Wildcard Weekend format. I'm told likely to have it conclude on a Monday night. This means 2 games Saturday, 3 games Sunday, and 1 game on Monday, with broadcast partners to be determined.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We can get PBS as well.
Maybe. Can't be any worse than Nickelodeon. That was embarrassing.
You can say that again. My girlfriend is thinking it's the same thing. There's football on Nickelodeon? Yes, honey, there is. But I explained it that she would ask me, how the hell? Well, she didn't say that exactly, which is how impossible that Nickelodeon is carrying football. A, they want to try and attract younger viewers. B, she doesn't realize that
bring in younger fans.
Yeah, like age 2. They want to get the preschool crowd. 2, Nickelodeon and CBS are related, so that's
Right.
how that worked out.
ABC.
No, CBS and Nickelodeon.
ABC. It's Disney.
No,
Disney
CBS and Nickelodeon are owned by Viacom.
Oh yeah. You're right. Because the CBS carried the regular
Right, because
the proper broadcast. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah.
ABC and ESPN are related.
Right.
ESPN, European, European. You get the idea.
We're all peeing.
Which I did the opinion
Take
too.
that outside.
Yeah.
So the game that's going on right now is 7-6 at the half. Carolina's up by 1 point at the half.
No scoring.
Yeah, that's the college game has been better. Marshall at App State has been a much better game. It's 21-20. App State. And I can do
the 1 o'clock games are Washington at Buffalo, with the Bills of being a 7.5 point favorite. The over/under being 45.5.
Buffalo at Washington.
No, I'm Washington at Buffalo.
Washington, yeah, Buffalo. But I'm not feeling 7.5. After week one, no, I'm gonna take. Buffalo will win, but Washington will. Oh, that's tough.
Gonna kill him.
Yeah. And was that 45.5?
45.5 is the over.
Wow.
I'll take Buffalo. I'll take Buffalo the under, and I'll take Washington to cover.
Okay.
I don't know. I think this looks to be like a runaway.
The next game is Chicago at Cleveland. The Browns
Not
are
touching that one.
7.5 point favorite, over under 45.5. My upset special is right here. I'm taking Chicago. I think this is a trap game for Cleveland. I think the Bears win.
Who does Cleveland have next week? Let me look that up real quick.
Okay.
Every time they take Chicago, they lose.
No, I don't. I'm not feeling Chicago.
No.
It's Justin.
Fields.
It's Justin Fields' debut. They play the Browns. They play the Vikings next week.
Okay.
No, I like the Browns and the points. What was the over/under?
45.5.
But I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll take the over.
Okay. The next one is Baltimore at Detroit. The Ravens are 8.5 point favorite.
Take the Ravens. Take the points and.
Ravens are gonna crush them.
Yeah. What's the over/under on that?
Over/under is 50. Is the over/under in that game?
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Take the over.
The next one is where I hope to be in February. Indianapolis at Tennessee in Nissan Stadium. The Titans are a 5.5 point favorite. The over/under is 48.
That's my upset special of the week. Take the Colts.
Colts. Okay.
Take the under too.
The next 1 o'clock game is LA, the Chargers at Kansas City. The Chiefs are only a 7 point favorite. The over/under 54.
That might be a good game.
Take the Chiefs. Take the points. Take the under.
Yes.
Okay. All right. The next game is New Orleans at New England. The Patriots are just a 3 point favorite, with the over/under being.
They're not the same anymore.
So what's the over/under?
42.5.
Take the Patriots. Take the points. Take the over.
I'm not taking Patriots.
Patriots are gonna roll.
Ah.
Jameis Winston's a turnover machine.
The next game is 0-2 versus 0-2. Atlanta at New York. The Giants.
Unfortunately, somebody's got to win that game.
The Giants are a 3 point favorite, with the over/under being 47.5.
Giants 3 points. Who is the other in that one?
47.5 is the over.
No, who is the other? Who is the?
Atlanta. Atlanta against the Giants.
Atlanta in New York.
Yeah.
47.
47.
Take the Giants.
I'll take the Giants, and I'll take a push.
Okay.
Under. I don't think the Giants cover.
Watch it end up in a tie.
Yeah, no kidding. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
The next game is Cincinnati on the road against Pittsburgh.
Forget it.
Over/under is 43.
Is Pittsburgh favored?
Pittsburgh is favored by a field
goal. Hell yeah.
3 point. When it's open, it opens up.
How much? I'm sorry, you give
43.
3?
43. 3. Yes, sir. Yep, 3. Field goal.
Yeah.
What? No. What's the line?
The line
Pittsburgh
is
by
3.
how much?
Pittsburgh by a field goal.
Pittsburgh by 3. And they're playing Cincinnati in Pittsburgh.
Correct.
I take Pittsburgh. Give me the points. Give me the under.
The last 1:00 game has the 2-0 Arizona Cardinals on the road against the 0-2 Jaguars. The Cardinals are 7.5-point favorite. Over under being 52.
Cardinals all
Give
the
me
way.
the Cardinals. Give me the points. Give me the under.
To start the 4:00 games, you have the Jets on the road in Denver. The Broncos are 10.5. The over under is 41.5.
Denver.
The Jets. Shit, 10 points is a lot.
No, I don't see it.
You give me the points. You said 41?
41.5. Yep.
41.5. So to get to 40, you had a 31 and 10. Do you think the Jets can score 10?
I think they can score 10.
Yeah.
I think they can score 10 points.
Yeah, give me the Jets. Or not the Jets, sorry. Give me the Broncos. Give me the points. Give me the over.
Okay. All right.
Because I'm thinking 31 and 10 is 41. And that's pretty, that's how I'm getting to 41 right there.
Right.
That's kind of what I'm it's at Mile High. Yeah. I'm not sold on the Broncos yet.
Okay.
Okay.
The next game.
I'm certainly sold on the Jets sucking, but I'm not sold on the Broncos being a good team.
The next game is Miami on the road in Vegas to play the Raiders. The Raiders are 4
Miami,
points
forget it.
over under 44. Tua is out this week too. That was announced.
Yeah, give me the Raiders to cover. Give me the Raiders the points. What was the spread? Or what was the over-under? I'm sorry.
Over-under was 44.
That's a lot of points.
It
Raiders
is.
put that up there. The Dolphins don't have that good of a defense. I think they'll put up that many points. I think the Dolphins can score at least 10 or 17. The Raiders will score at least 30 or 35. I think the over.
You're gonna go with the over?
Yeah, I go over, and I'll take the points too because I think the Raiders will beat Miami by at least 4.
I think they'll beat them by 5 or 7.
Yeah,
maybe even more.
Yeah.
The game that I'll be watching on Sunday is the 2-0 Buccaneers on the road against the 2-0 Rams. The line right now is 1 point the Bucks. The over-under is 55.5. Now that's their
One.
The Rams are a home underdog. Wow, that you don't see that very often.
No, you
Not
don't.
unless you're the Lions.
At home. So very interesting that game's going to be very important.
That's a huge game. That has first round bye implications right there.
Well, a lot of people predict this is a preview of the NFC Championship game this year, especially the way.
Yeah.
Too early to tell. Too early.
Yeah. I would say that you said 55. 55 even.
55
God.
and a half.
I can't drive
55.
55 and a half.
No.
5.5. Yep.
Can't drive 55.
Yeah.
Then we can get to New York in 16 hours.
Well, actually, from San Francisco to LA was 16 hours.
What? I inspired this. What the heck is he talking about? Sorry, guys, I'm not paying attention.
That's
Sorry.
okay.
That's okay. No pay
I'm debating on how I want what I want to do, because this is a tough.
Yeah.
This is tough. I think that you go to get to 55. You're looking at somebody's got to score in the 30s.
Right.
I think both teams can score 30 points. Give me the over, and I'll take Tampa Bay and the point. I mean, because Tampa Bay, if you win, you got to win by 1.
That's all you have to do. Yep, you got to win by 1 point.
Yeah.
So if you take Tampa Bay to win, The St. Louis. Listen to me. The Rams can't cover.
Right.
Ooh. Yep, that's gonna be it. Ugh.
The other 4:25 game is the Seahawks on the road against the Vikings. The Hawks are only a 1.5 point favorite, with the over/under being an even 50.
Hawks are a road favorite.
The Vikings are a home
The
underdog.
Vikings are a home dog, huh? Got another home dog.
I think I can't believe that Seattle's only a 1.5 point favorite.
Yeah, that's kind of low.
Have they seen Minnesota the first 2 weeks of the season?
Obviously
Yeah.
not.
I don't know about that. I could that line should be way higher, but again, I'm not into Vegas and I'm not betting money, so I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, something's up though.
Somebody
I think
must be hurt.
Beautiful.
Somebody must be hurt that I don't know of.
Excuse me.
So I don't know. Somebody must be,
I don't know.
Somebody must be out. I don't really know. Offhand.
Okay.
I'll take Seattle and the points.
Okay.
I'm taking
And
Seattle.
what was the over under?
55 even.
God, that's another 30-point game.
Yeah.
I don't know if Minnesota can score 20 points.
I don't think they can. I think you take the under on that game.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Sunday night.
Sunday Night Football is Green Bay on the road in Santa Clara to play the 49ers, with the line being 3 in favor of 49ers and the over-under being an even 50.
49ers are getting a little banged up. I mean,
they're thin at running back.
Running backs. So
Yeah.
this could look going Green Bay's favor.
Yeah, I think Green Bay will at least cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
If not win outright.
I see. I'm taking the Packers all outright there.
You need to take the Packers to win it outright.
Here's the reason why. Aaron Rodgers had a good game last week, so now the whole
Right.
shit is back for him. Now the team are rolling again like they did last year, so that'll be the rolling will start.
The
Monday
this is a huge game for both temes.
Yes,
Huge game for both teams.
Absolutely.
This is a season definer in week 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, the Bucks, Rams, and this game, those two games alone will define those 14 seasons. I know it's early to say that.
I think the only team that can
3-0, San Francisco or the Rams beat the Bucks, or the Bucks beat the Rams. You go 3-0.
Honestly,
that's big.
I think that Tampa Bay is the only one that can lose and control its own destiny.
Yes, I would agree.
I think if Minnesota, what the hell am I talking about? San Francisco wins, Green Bay goes into a tailspin. If Green Bay wins, San Francisco goes into a tailspin. I think if the Rams lose, they could very quickly go into a tailspin and lose 3 or 4 in a row.
Right.
I just can't see Tom Brady and Bruce Arians letting it get away, especially going to New England.
Yeah.
There you are.
No, my camera keeps.
Yeah. I see that.
Funny thing about next week, I'm celebrating my birthday on the 3rd.
Right.
Going to a sports bar, and the guy goes, "Oh, well, you're in luck because the Bucks are playing on Sunday night." I'm going, the only Sunday night game that I know of is against the Patriots, and lo and behold, that's the game.
Next week.
It's next week.
That's the game.
Yeah.
I'm going to be wearing my Tom Brady Buccaneer jersey with a Patriot hat. I want to see how people react to that shit.
That's going to be good. You gotta get some video. You gotta get some video and put it on the show next week.
I will.
In a couple weeks.
You know what I'll do, bud? I'll have someone videotape me at the bar while we're there. So,
hell yeah.
I gotta see this.
The Monday night game next week, this week, is Philadelphia on the road against the Cowboys. The Cowboys are 3.5 point favorite at home.
Cowboys.
The over/under is 51.5.
Eagles in the under.
The Eagles.
Cowboys.
Yep. Eagles.
I think the Eagles have it figured out. I'm not sold on the Cowboys.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts. Yeah.
I like Jalen Hurts. I like what I've seen from the Eagles in the first 2 weeks.
Okay. All right.
We'll see. Oh, yeah.
we have reached the 2-hour mark. Is there anything you guys want to? Any final thoughts? I had a lot of other stuff to talk about. But I think our great guest.
I can go another 30 minutes.
I have to
I
get
can
up.
do. I can do more if you.
I have to get up.
Okay.
Early for work in the
That's fair.
morning. I can't.
That's
do
okay.
it late. Anything else, you guys? Again, I want to thank before I get off here. Again, thank Dr. Michael Hutchison, guys. Please go on to the website, which I believe is right here. It is powerplusmouthguard.com. Is that what it was? Or powermouthguard.com?
Yes, that is.
PowerPlusMouthguard.com. Yes.
I'm trying to get out of the way so you can get the website.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it written over here.
Okay.
It's we'll put a link into that in the description on YouTube if you want to check that.
Yeah.
We want to thank again Dr. Michael Hutchison. He was on here, guys, for us for an hour. Now, if you guys have any athletes or you want to get one for yourself,
Yeah.
Website. As he said, they're only $49, and you get
43. I think is what he said. And he said 43.
$43. You get 10% off. You get free shipping, free case.
Yep.
This is not just for people that do sports. This is for life itself in general. So,
I gotta get one.
Head on over there. I think I might look that up too.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it myself.
So, anything else you guys want to put in before I go through my sponsorships and we call it a show?
I'm good. I got everything in. I think that.
Lewis, you want to talk about your show on Saturday?
Yes, it's called I Gotta Get Mouthguard.com. RocketDrive55.com. Yeah. The Enhanced Sports Show, Saturday, 5 to 7 p.m. East Coast time. Number to call is 512-543-4662 or 1-800-BITE-ME. Yeah, okay. Once again, 512-543-4662. We're going to be covering for the wild card in the baseball playoff race because it's getting really interesting, especially in the AL East mention.
Yes, it is.
I think we're going to be discussing the rash of injuries in the NFL because, brother, there's been a huge rash of injuries, especially.
We had another one tonight.
Yeah. I mean, I expected this more last year to happen, not this year. I mean, because last year, you had no preseason, you had no training camp and whatnot.
No.
This year, like, what the hell?
Limited practices, and this year we have full practices, full preseason. We have an extra game. This is a lot of injuries. Especially a lot of knee injuries early this season.
Right. So I'm going to be concentrating on that because I think this is raising concern. We'll also cover the Ryder Cup as well. See how we're going to do, and see if it's going to be smooth sailing with Bryson and Brooks, or is it going to be Tom and Jerry? I'm asking because that's what's going to happen.
Right.
So we're going to sling my 5-iron in the ass. Ooh. Yeah, and
you eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
Yes, probably does. And for those of you with special interest, I'll be covering the WNBA playoffs. For those with special interest, I know you're thinking, you're gonna what? Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna cover WNBA. Got a problem with that, people? Yeah, talk me after it.
I don't have any problem with that. I just don't care.
Well, that's all. You're gonna what? Yeah. Tune in Saturday to find out. Okay.
Well, I might go ahead and fire up a show of the unscripted on Saturday because we didn't get a lot of things we didn't get to tonight. So maybe I can have you gentlemen on Saturday morning if I get around to it. 10 o'clock.
I've got to donate Plasma Buddy at 11:20. So
on Saturday?
Yeah, I should be up. I should be up though around 9:30. So if you go,
yeah.
I come on for about a half hour and then I have to get off, but I'd be more than happy to jump on with you early in the morning.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
So if you guys, all people are welcome to the show on Saturday. So if you got time, call in. I think you'll enjoy it. On that note, I'll say good night.
Good night, Gracie.
Yep. Again, the Walk Report has been sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience at your favorite sports venue. Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and neat seat delivery. How do you place your order? And guys, we are also sponsored by creatingzenspaces.com, which I think I totally blew when I first started the show, how I read that. The local choice in St. Petersburg, Florida for house cleaning organization, decluttering, and pet sitting. It's about finding the peace within you and adding comfort to your life. And remember, Zen Spaces begins with you. Be kind to yourself and one another. I also, before I always do, guys, we love every one of our viewers. Thank you for being here and letting us have fun for the 2 hours we're on here. I don't know if you guys want to in the future. We may be able to expand this. Maybe we can go on at 7 instead of 8.
We kicked around the idea of going on at 7:30, expanding the show by a half hour. See how that takes off.
Do that.
If we get a,
there won't be a show next week. It's my birthday. But
Obviously.
week, on the first 2, and then I will be gone.
the next week.
The next Thursday will be what day? The 7th.
Yes.
I can do that. I can do October 7th. The following week after that, I'll be on vacation. The 14th, I'll be on vacation, so I won't be able to get on here. But I will be on October 7th, so we can go ahead and, if you want to, we can 30 that night and try an extra half.
And if it works good and we're getting 50, 60 views still, then we'll do that for a little while. And then if that, if it slips back, let's not do 1 week. Let's do all of the rest of our. So we're gonna do. Hold on, let me look at the calendar here real quick. If that's calculator, not calendar. Calendar. So next week we'll be off. So the 30th we're off. So then the 7th and the 21st and 28th we'll do 7:30 shows. If y'all like that, leave a comment, leave feedback. If 2 hours is all you want of us, I understand that. I can only hand myself in 2 hours spurts at a time.
Yes.
Think about it. You only have to deal with me for 2 hours a week. I got to deal with me every day, all day. So think about that. So if y'all like don't comment, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Share it everywhere and anywhere. But yeah, definitely comment. If you want to see us expand to
half hour,
2.5 hours on Thursday night, let us know. And if you really like the show, because that really tells us that we're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Just like the show, it tells us we're doing a bad job and we need to change things. Maybe if you want more show, like the show and tell me you want more of me, because I don't know if I can handle 2.5 hours of me.
The last week we had 40 views. We had 1 like and 2 dislikes. So we want more likes than dislikes. So like I said, guys, we do love every one of you. Thank you for this. As we always do, I want to thank our first responders and our men and women of our armed services. Thank you for what you do. We wouldn't be doing this without you guys. Seriously, thank you for your sacrifice that you do every day. And as I always say, guys, there won't be a show next week because my birthday falls on that day, and it will be the first one. It's gonna be a tough day without my mom being here. It's gonna be a really tough day. I'm gonna have very minimal time where I'm by myself, so it'll be more at night when I have a birthday dinner scheduled at 6:30. I should be back probably by 9 because the guy I'm going with drinks and fools around before he eats dinner. So I have a family friend who does that, and my aunt will also be there. So when I come home from dinner is when I'm really gonna be thinking about it. That's gonna be.
If you need a break,
if
you want to get on for an hour, you shoot me a message.
I might not come on here. I might be on Facebook Live. I might just come on there just to kind of go through my day and all that stuff.
Yeah, shoot me a message. I'll get with you.
Yeah, so I.
Yeah, Lewis, I'll let you guys know if I'm going to go on.
Sure.
It won't be on here. It'll be on Facebook Live. It won't be on.
Okay.
So I think I'll go on there. You guys should get notification that I'm going live on Facebook. I think if you guys follow me, I'll go ahead and I'll let you guys know that, hey, I'm going live at so-and-so time.
Okay.
Just to kind of
come on, hang out, and
just let me know.
Because I mean, I don't know. I can't look a week into the future and say, hey, this is how I'm going to be, where I'll be emotionally or anything.
Hey, if you're feeling it, we can always do an hour. We can do a truncated show.
Yeah.
If you want to get away from it, you want to get your mind off things and talk some sports, we can do a truncated show.
Right.
I might be able to do that. Like I said, I don't know when I'll be back, but I'll
I'm game for whatever you need, brother.
Appreciate you guys both. But until then, guys, like I said, we might be on here for an hour next week. If not, we will be back on the 7th of October. We're going to try the 7:30 to 10 time frame. You guys want an extra half hour? If it goes well, we expand it into a 2-hour, 3-hour show where we can go ahead and talk more in here. Maybe we can have a guest and they could be on here for an hour and we can, have fun with that. I mean, I didn't even think about having the doc stay on here and have us talk football. Maybe he would have been able to give us some insight.
Yeah.
We'll have to bring him back. It'll be definitely.
Yeah, that's why I said next time you come on, we'll have to talk sports next time you come on.
We'll bring back. But again, guys, thank you everything. Thank you guys for watching us. Until the 7th, this is the Sports Sir Bradley Walker. Peace.
Deuces.
Unite.